Hey guys, it's Coach Dave here. Today we're going to do a little technical analysis of one of my lifts from this year. This is a triple on power clean at what I believe is 300, might be 305. Can't tell if that's a 2.5 or if it's a 5 on the end of that barbell. But let's watch the thing full speed, and then we'll break down, I believe, what is the last rep. So here we go. Okay, so I think probably the worst rep of all was maybe the last one. I'm pretty fatigued at that point. This is kind of near the end of the lift anyways. But so let's skip her on down to the last rep. Okay. So, from the get-go, I really like the energy in this video. My teammates are pumping me up pretty well. And I think that's key to a good weightlifting session. But what I like is, pants tucked into the socks, USA belt. Style is key here. You gotta look good to play good. So, but okay, in all seriousness, I think it's like a pretty all right position right there. But let's see where we stand. I got a nice straight back. My hips are down pretty low. Toes are pointed like slightly out there. But let's see what happens when I actually start moving. So you see my first movement here is I'm letting my butt go up. So what I don't really want here is for my butt to go up and then just basically do an RDL to my hips. I think I could probably generate a lot more power if I could be patient with my butt and keep it down as long as possible, as then I could explode with that posterior chain. But it seems like I just kind of get my butt up. Gosh, my legs are straight right there. I'm essentially just doing an RDL to triple extension, or what should be triple extension. So that's not good. Let's keep the butt down a little bit longer, so we can explode when it really matters. Because here I don't have a whole lot of room to really fire with that posterior chain, except for hip extension. But my knees are they're pretty extended, and I've barely even moved the bar. So that's definitely something we could work on. I'm being patient with. So that is where I start pulling the bar. That's just pitiful. Look at my knees right there. How did my knees extend, and then they flex back again? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm not really getting triple extension. This is the angle. That's not a good place to be pushing the bar with. So I think what I'm really doing is I'm jamming my knees into the bar, and that's somehow pushing the bar up, which is, it's not great habit to get into. I should probably look like that, but have the bar here, like right here, touching my hips. But instead it's like all the way from my body, and I'm already starting to get it up to my chest. So that's the position we probably want to be in. My ankles aren't that. I have bad ankles. I've had 3 surgeries on them at that point. So they're not the best, but optimally I'd probably want those to be a little bit more plantar flexed. But like I said, bad ankles. But if we could get into like this triple extension position, I mean, I probably want my hips to be a little bit more extended too, but that wouldn't be a bad position if I had hit the bar there. If that was the last point of the first pull. But it's not. That's where I start pulling up to my chest. Whereas really it should be like there. That would probably make the bar fly up like so much better. But I'm missing out. I'm fatigued. I'm missing out on a lot of power based on my technique. So that's the first pull. Then I pull it up. I mean, man, look how wide my feet go. Like that's where I start, and that's where I finish. I mean, it doubles. Like that is a wide, not a powerful stance. I mean, as a thrower, it's more important for us to pull it high than it would be to catch it low, because the triple extension you get from a clean or a snatch is, I would say, the most important movement in throwing shot put, discus, or hammer, because that's what the power position of the finisher is all going to be coming from. So I don't think I really need to be, for my sport's sake, to be catching it down in a full parallel squat like a really good Olympic lifter would be. But I think this position is pretty bad. It leaves my back vulnerable, it leaves my knees vulnerable. So I could probably work on getting maybe not catching it that wide, but I also don't really think, for my sake, it really needs to be catching it down parallel. But for you Olympic lifters out there, like, do not catch it like this. You want to be pulling it and then catching it down in a squat. But let's move on. So, I mean, you could see my elbows right there when I catch. So that means that I'm not really pulling my elbows underneath the bar like I should. Like optimally, I'd want, like, try to imagine right here that you can see through the weights, but I'd want my elbow to be all the way up there, and to be, for the bar, to be like all the way on my shoulders and catching my shoulders instead of my wrists. I mean, back in the day, I used to have to wear tape on my wrist when I cleaned because it hurt my wrist, which is just putting a Band-Aid on a bad technical problem. Because I mean, if you catch the bar with your shoulders and you get your elbows all the way through, like, it's not going to hurt your wrist at all. So I would change that, and then I stand up, which, I mean, that's not a powerful thing there. I leave my right leg pretty vulnerable, but just don't do that. Okay, don't be like me. Learn from my mistakes. Another thing I see, and this is a common trait in my weightlifting experience. So I feel like I usually just rely purely on my hips and my thighs pushing the bar. Whereas, I mean, I don't get the most push out of my hips and thighs that I could, because I don't really fully achieve triple extension. But you also see here is, I mean, so there's my shoulders. What I want to be doing and what I don't do is I want to, like, shrug the crap out of it after I achieve triple extension, which, I mean, I shrug a little bit, but gosh, I have pretty big, strong traps, and I do not think I fully use them in this lift. I mean, I think if I would achieve full triple extension, shrug my shoulders more, the bar would probably fly up like so much better. So, in conclusion, I think key takeaways that I would say from this movement would be: keep your butt down at the beginning. Don't just immediately go do RDL like I do. Be patient on triple extension. So don't push the bar there. Wait till you get to this position to push the bar, and pull it, get that second pull going. And shrug your shoulders a lot more aggressive than I do, because if you do that, it's going to make the catch a lot easier. You won't have to get your legs all wide. And also, I mean, I probably just need to work on hip mobility, ankle mobility, so that I don't have to catch the bar in this position. Because people can do a triple at 300 and not look like that when they catch, which is probably pretty dangerous for me. So those would be my takeaways for the day. I hope that my errors can help you in your lifting so you don't make the same ones. Hope this helped. You guys have a good day, and hopefully I'll be out with some more content soon. Bye-bye.